What's up everyone, it's Phil Meyer with a video covering the 2023 Rising event in Final Fantasy XIV. The event is running now through the release of patch 6.5, which is currently planned for sometime in October. For any new players, the Rising is a celebration of A Realm Reborn, both inside and outside of the game. This year's event is special. It's been a decade since the launch of A Realm Reborn, and the theme focuses on the community that makes the game possible, both veteran warriors of light and adventurers just starting out. Completing the event will give you a chance to earn new wall art, 2 orchestrion music scrolls, an in-game achievement, and the Rising Phoenix mount, which is super cool. In order to start the event's questline, you must be level 15 and have made your way to Ul'dah. Like past events, when you complete the questline, you'll see a message from Yoshida, the game's producer, which I'll show at the very end of the video. This year's story builds upon the foundation from last year, so if you didn't get a chance to play through it or need a refresher, check out the link in the video description. Along those same lines, I'll be summarizing this year's story in the walkthrough, so if you want to play through it yourself first, feel free to come back later. Alright, let's get into it. You can start the first quest, called Siblings Rising, by finding Kippy Yatka in Ul'dah. Kippy intended to meet her brother Naji during the current celebration, but he's late and she's worried. If you played through the previous event, you may remember Naji as the adventurer that you helped during that time. She asks you to help by asking around to learn if anyone has seen him, and you agree because that's what you do. In order to perform your detective work, you'll need to find and speak to 3 NPCs in the main plaza. The Midlander attendant is by the stage on the north side of the plaza. The Highlander adventurer is currently mesmerized by the dancers in the central area. And Bran, who sometimes refers to himself in the third person, will be near the lift gate on the south side of the plaza. By speaking with the 3 NPCs, you'll have learned that Naji is carrying out work for the Wandering Minstrel, who is helping with this year's festivities. You'll next need to speak with the Wandering Minstrel by heading directly south into the Gold Court. The Minstrel will greet you and tell you about the exhibit of gratitude letters that he's putting on display for this year's event. You'll find out that Naji was helping out by escorting a carriage into the city with more letters, but he is definitely late. He asks if you could help by seeing if you can find Naji outside of the city, and you agree because again, that's what you do. But before leaving the city, you need to first find Kippy outside of the Adventurers Guild. Together you'll head to Blackbrush Station in central Thanalan. You arrive just in time to learn that bandits are assaulting the carriage, so you rush in to help and turns out you scare them off with an intimidating look. After greetings and thank yous, you'll return back to the city and start to learn of Naji's growing self-doubts that stem from his desire to earn his older sister's approval. Kippy's a bit harsh on Naji, but you pick up that this is tough love, and she's pushing Naji to do what he wants for himself, not to earn her approval. The conversation ends on a dour note and completes the first quest. You can then speak with Kippy again to start the second quest, called What Drives Us. While Naji is off licking his wounds, Kippy asks if you wouldn't mind keeping an eye on him, and you agree because again, of course you do. Head over to the markets on the east side of the city to find a distracted Naji. He'll open up to you and share a story that explains why he holds his sister in high esteem and what motivated him to become an adventurer in the first place. Naji's doubting his abilities as an adventurer and is looking for inspiration. You'll get a chance to recommend a source for that, but no matter what your answer is, you'll end up heading to the Adventurers Guild to speak with one of its leaders, Momodi. Both you and Naji will be asked about your motivations for wanting to become adventurers, which stirs Naji's inner passions. He realized that his desires to prove himself to his sister has caused him to lose sight of his calling. After speaking with Naji outside of the guild, head back to the Wandering Minstrel and relay the news. Naji's ready to reveal his thoughts to his sister, and he wants to bring a letter that he found particularly inspirational along with him. You'll next need to search the room for the letter. The letter you need to find has a drawing of a blue chocobo and is on the northern wall of the room. Before you find the letter you need though, you may want to read through the other letters in the room as they'll be unavailable after the next stage of the quest. After giving the letter to Naji, you'll both head to the Weavers Guild where you'll find Kippy. Naji explains that he was determined not to seek help from others to earn Kippy's approval, which he knew he would have to do if he took the request from the inspirational letter. But now with more confidence, he wants to accept the request and he's decided to go. Kippy states that accepting help from others is not weakness, and by working together we can achieve more than we could alone. She wants him to follow his passions and wanted him to figure that out for himself. After the heartwarming scene concludes, you'll next need to find the wandering minstrel outside of the lift gate. Talking with the minstrel will reveal Yoshida's message and conclude the second quest and storyline. I'll show this part in full at the end of the video. After completing both quests, you'll have a chance to read letters of gratitude by speaking with the attendant inside of the Gold Court, and I really recommend you do so. These letters are thank yous from the game's developers to us, the players, and I really enjoyed how they incorporated them into the story. Now, on the northern end of the outside plaza, you'll find the event's vendor, who is selling the event's 2 orchestrion scrolls and wall art decoration. All of these are actually available for you to purchase before completing the event storyline. Next to the event stage, you'll find Nonora, who will let you play a new minigame called Kupo Kupo Adventure, which I would define as a turn-based tower defense game. You'll now also be able to play the game at any time you'd like, from the toy chest in any in-room. And of course, the final reward from the event is the Rising Phoenix mount. Lastly, I'll mention that a new Moogle Treasure Trove event is occurring simultaneously with the Rising. The Internet Moogles in the cities are offering new items that you may want to check out. However, that won't be something I'll be getting into in this video though. Since the theme of this event is about community and gratitude, I'll instead thank you for watching the video. Take care everybody.